Though I did the simplest workout yesterday. I took a nap and then I woke up and I rode the assault bike and I just revved it up to 90 RPMs on the minute for 30 minutes. Just like I went like to 90. Oh, good guess. 10 minutes on the assault bike. Great guess, Mason. All I did was rev it up to 90 RPMs on the minute for 30 minutes. And then in between, it didn't even matter. Like I was riding like, I don't know, 55 or some shit. And maybe even 50. Who knows? It ends up being exactly, it was like 298 calories. Basically, if you rev it up to 90 and just stay on the bike, you get 10 calories. But it was just like such a lazy workout. And I woke up this morning, it's the stiffest my back has been in fucking 4 months. Like, how can that be? It was like nothing. Maybe if I stopped, fuck, I don't even know. Can't even crack the code on it. But I am glad that no one, when I first started the show, people would send me all sorts of like, hey, I can help you fix your back. I can help you fix your back. I'm so glad that's over. Anyway, I was just pushing on a tight spot. Usually it's tight in the morning, but not like this. This is crazy. I mean, I'm sure it'll loosen up by the time the show's over, but you maybe see me squirm in my seat a lot. You know, I was tripping. Isn't it crazy that Trump ran with basically 3 libtards, Tulsi, RFK, and Elon, and people are still angry? I was looking at Sean Pastuch's post this morning, and it made me think like, and good on him for speaking up, but imagine anyone being upset that RFK is in charge of health. It's like I'm 52 years old. It's the first time I was thinking this is the first time in my entire lifetime that a politician has made health part of the platform. It's always been sickness. If it's ever talked about, it's always sickness. It's the first time in my lifetime anyone's talked about health. Neither Trump or Biden mentioned once to go over to Rogue Fitness and buy fitness gear to prevent COVID. No, they never once talked about health, exercise. It's crazy. It's bonkers to me. And I know we take it for granted, but think of how lucky we are that we were in a community where someone like Greg Glassman made the 5 buckets of death. If you haven't seen that, you're completely missing out. You have to see that. The 5 buckets of death. Honestly, it's probably one of the most inspiring videos CrossFit's ever made. It's up there. Like usually it's like a workout video that inspires you, like Nasty Girls or some shit, or watching Dan Bailey do, Grace in a minute. But this one, you're like, oh shit. Yeah. We take so much. Well, I shouldn't speak for you guys. I take so much for granted. And I just forget we just live with complete nincompoops. Imagine how out of control those people must feel. We take it for granted for how much control we get over our own bodies because we know that if we just eat right and exercise, shit's going to be good. Even if it's delusional, let's say it's not right. Just the mechanism of believing that, like I do, gives me so much fucking control over my life. So, and by control, I equate that to just happiness, just pure fucking happiness. Man, oh man. I hate to sound like an old person, but I have to send. Oh shit. Yeah, sorry. I forgot to send. I need to send Saxon I need to email Saxon the link. I forgot about that. Damn, that's high tech. Saxon Panchik. Invite. I was surprised that only one person tried to get the money for Kill Taylor this week. I was talking to Taylor last night. Sent. I was talking to Taylor last night, and I was like, hey, why? That was such a fucking simple workout, so clean, so easy, and we had a huge live audience, one of the biggest ever. Why don't you think more people tried? He said, dude, it was so painful. It's like, all right. Mike McCaskey, Sevon's old. When I was a kid, my my dad one time said to me, I was pretty young. I was probably like, I don't know, 10. And I remember I cracked a joke and my dad said, "Hey, your jokes are pretty harsh." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, your mom's like that too. Her jokes are pretty harsh." And I remember thinking like 90% of what he like I remember thinking, "Fuck you." Like 90% like I was like, he's totally wrong. My jokes aren't harsh. And um then but 10% I was like, maybe he's got something. So it's stuck, right? And so yesterday I was listening to it's crazy. I'm 52 and I got 3 kids now, all 10 and under. And I was laying with Avi on the bed and his mom walked in and I was taking a nap and I couldn't see her and I go, "I bet your mom looks beautiful right now." And I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said the opposite to her. He said something like, "Mom, your hair's messed up now," or "Mom, you don't look pretty now," or something. And I had a flashback of my dad telling me that. And it was just a trip because at that point I was like, "Oh shit, what my dad said was probably true." Because I didn't like it when he said that to my wife. When he said that to his mom, I was like, "Oh, that's not." He thinks that's funny. That's not even funny. That's just kind of a lazy, like, put down. And I remember thinking, "Holy shit!" It took me having my own kids reflecting my kind of, um, you know, humor back to me to realize, "Oh shit, my dad was right." So now I got to tell Avi that story. I'm gonna tell him that. I woke up this morning thinking I got to tell him that story. I got to be like, "Hey, dude." I want to tell you a story about when my dad told me my humor wasn't fun, was kind of like mean, not funny. So already woke up this morning. Lesson. I had another weird experience too. I put this shirt on this morning and it smelled like an ex-girlfriend. This girl used to spray this scent on her. It was called Poison. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. I can't stand perfume really, or cologne or any or deodorant or any of that shit. But she would spray Poison on her. Smells are a trip, right? You could have the chick with the most rockin' body ever, have your face in the greatest set of titties of all time, but if you smell something like you don't like, it's 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 really hard to enjoy yourself if there's a scent that you don't like. And, don't get there's a distinction between scents that you really don't like and scents like you're just not supposed to like, right? You know what I mean by that? Like Indian guys don't really smell bad. They just smell like curry BO, but it's not bad. It's just strong, pungent. It's just strong. Yeah, cat pee, not so good. Yeah. Yeah. If everyone has that friend, right? Who you went over to their house like in the 5th grade, and every time you went over there, their whole house smelled like just piss, like they had a puppy or something, and it's just pissed all over the carpets. Here come the stories about how much puss Sevi used to crush. No, probably not this morning. But damn, it was a good life. It is a good life. It is a good life. What do you mean used to? I've just consolidated it down to one puss. Still crushing a lot of it. And I mean a lot. Listen, your fucking code name is Dixon Cider. Pipe down. Devesh. Devesh, I haven't seen. Wow, Devesh, you really cleaned up your avatar picture. Wow. Yeah, I don't think Indian guys smell bad at all. I don't mind the smell of curry and BO at all.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
Sorry, I was trying to get it on my laptop, but my camera wasn't working. I think my kids broke it.
Body odor's sorry, you're mid conversation. Body odor's a weird thing. I could just be sitting here on the show and like get up after 2 hours and have the worst body odor ever, but then after like working out like for an hour, be completely covered in sweat and have no BO. BO is weird. I don't think it's like directly for some you know what I mean? You know that like you get out, you know that like you worked out, you get out of the shower and 2 minutes later you stink, you're like,
You
"How?"
smell worse.
Yeah, you're like, "What the fuck happened here?"
That's the story of my life.
You're
They're like, "What you smell?" I'm like, "I just showered."
I know, it's like, "What?" My mom has been telling me lately that I smell like it's something bad. She comes up from that generation where deodorant's bad. I'm like, "Dude, I went to college."
Yeah.
What do you mean? I was a hippie. I used to smoke weed. What are you talking about? BO's not bad.
I still look 18. That's great.
You do still look 18. Get him, guys, get him. Or you harass Saxon. Hey, Saxon, is your wife ever like work out or something? She's sweaty and she's like, I hear this once a week. My wife's like, "Sorry, I smell." I'm like, "Listen, you've never smelled in your whole fucking life."
Yes.
Like, what are you talking about? You smell like a fucking rack of fucking strawberries. You never smell. What are you talking about?
Most girls don't smell.
Yeah, it's
Right?
like, what? Are you insane? You've never smelled. Like, I stick my nose right in her armpit. I'm like, "Hey, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about."
It smells like rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. You went to Rogue last minute.
I did, yes.
How was that? Or do you trip on that? Like, tell me no details too small. So tell me, like, you're just in front of your couch. You're just sitting on your couch with two little girls climbing all over you, and you get a text from Katie. "Yo, you're up."
Yeah, no, I was sitting having a nice cup of coffee, enjoying a month off after the games and relaxing. And I wanted to do Rogue. Looking at like the power rankings that they had, I was like 15th, and I knew that they were taking roughly like 15 to Rogue, so I was kind of waiting on it. And then James was like 25th, so he ended up obviously getting one of those spots. So I ended up falling one spot short, and then Roman pulled out like 3 weeks out, and then I was sitting at a coffee shop, and I got an invite, and I was like, "Oh, going to Scotland."
So are you? But are you like, "Shit, I'm not gonna be." There's no way I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be beat up because I'm gonna be doing so much shit trying to get fit.
No, I mean, you need to. You look at just CrossFit, the methodology. You need to be ready for anything, no matter what. And I look at the sport and CrossFit, like you still need to be ready to compete whenever. And clearly I wasn't, and that was a flaw in just how I was approaching that month and training. And anytime you step out on the floor, you need to be able to compete, and you need to be able to have that fire and that spark to compete. And if you don't show up with that, you're going to be exposed very quickly. And I feel like I was exposed very quickly.
Does it bum you out, or do you still have fun? Are you like, "Yeah, I knew this
Oh
was
no,
happening"?
I was bummed. Like
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, any athlete or any competitor is going to uh, not be happy about that. But it's those moments where you take the most away. And I feel like I've been doing CrossFit for 16 years. I would say like competitively since 2015 was my first year at regionals.
What year? What year?
2015
Okay.
was my first year at regionals, and every year there's just something, whether it's the CrossFit season or whether it's a out of season event, there's always something that you can take away and be able to reevaluate and apply for another event. And that's kind of what happened at Rogue. Was you got to be ready.
The word on the street is best crowd ever, best event ever, best run ever, best blah blah. Just
Oh,
all
dude,
5-star reviews from Rogue, from the athletes.
international. I mean, they sold that venue out. Like I went there and I was like, it reminded me of Cleveland, Ohio, like just cold, rainy, damp. And you look
Fuck you,
around,
Scotland. That wasn't nice.
I'm like, where's the nearest Chipotle? You don't have Chipotle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. But it was cool though. I mean, you looked at it was a lot of just mom and pop shops there. Like I think that was the one thing athletes struggled with was food. Like you get all CrossFitters in one hotel and like no restaurant near. It's like, well, everybody's going to eat at the hotel. Call down for room service. Hey, can I get a steak? We don't have any steak. And I'm like, well, what are we supposed to do?
Hey, and is the food just really like typical Europe, burnt eggs and these things that they claim to be sausages and bacon, but it's not?
Yeah,
You're like, what is this?
Yeah. And like, we ended up getting a rental car and we went into the city a lot more. I actually got pulled over there. But we went into the city. I was like, I get some hash browns, and like it looked like they brought out like a little like a McDonald's hash brown. And I was like, I don't know if I can eat this. Like, looks like it was just thrown in the microwave. But no, it was good though. Like to be there, I'm like, I don't know how big this crowd's going to be. I don't know how many people are actually going to show up for this. And like, you step out on the floor and you're like, dang, like the international community showed up, and I just think that's really cool to see.
Yeah, the Euros fully represent, man. They love they're CrossFit freaks.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I wish it was more like that. I wish it was more like that here. You have any hypothesis on what happened? My most recent one that I kind of hit me the other day was, you know, with all of the infighting going on with CrossFit now around Dave and Lazar and all the, you know, the food fight we got going on internally. I was thinking that, you know, I think that the semi, it's not big in the US anymore because when it was big in the US, it was affiliates going, right? Like you would show up to a semifinal, it was just all affiliate members, just shitloads of them.
100%.
And now somehow it's just, it's not an affiliate event like it used to be, and so somehow it needs to be again. But it's not an affiliate event in Europe either. Like Rogue pulled it off without it being an affiliate event.
Right. You've just seen the evolution. Like, you know, when they made the changes to the season, it was something that I was looking at, and it's like, has CrossFit changed so much into a sport that it wasn't able to keep up with the foundation of what CrossFit actually is? And I think that's the biggest question, is like, do you need to see it separated at some point? Like, what I love most about CrossFit is what's happening inside the affiliates. And I just don't know if many people are actually seeing. I mean, if you're in an affiliate, you see it. But if you're not in an affiliate, you don't actually see the power of what CrossFit can actually do. And I just think when you go back and you look early on in the years, like anybody that was at the CrossFit Games, like spectators or not, they were studs. And I just think that they know what that foundation really is. And I just think you've seen an evolution. And I mean, you look back in 2000, like I was talking to Scott about this. When he took fourth at the games in 2012, I think he made like $3,000. And I don't even think it paid for his trip. But like you look back at those years, and it was like you had to have a job, you know, and most of those guys, in order to compete at that level, you had to own an affiliate in order to be able to compete at such a high level. And you've seen the sport evolve and more money come into it, that athletes are able to create it more like a full-time career. So it's like, are they actually seeing the magic inside the affiliates? And, you know, that I think that's debatable for a lot of athletes. I would say like maybe like 80-20, like 80 don't, 20 do. Like, I don't know.
Like they've never had the experience of watching a 65-year-old lady get her first pull up, and everyone in the affiliates have to be like careful not to cry.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to an affiliate, you see you know periodically you have that happen to you. Someone comes in and they've overcome something, and everyone knows. And
like I look at an affiliate, like I look at which I love whenever I see someone overweight walk into an affiliate and they're super timid at first, and they end up being one of the people that have really create the community inside the affiliate. You know, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, they're the first ones walking up, introducing themselves to a new member in the gym. Like that's what's up.
My personal take on, we'll come back to that. I want to talk about Scotland, but we'll come back to, I want to talk about that, the game season. You got pulled over in town. What happened? What were you driving? Do they drive on the wrong side of the road there?
So I actually, I talked to a lot of the volunteers there. I always like hearing their story, but the one we found out was she was a police officer there. And I was asking her, I said, hey, what happens if I get pulled over here? And they're like, just act like you're just kind of clueless and almost like ditzy of like, oopsies. And sure enough, me and my buddy Greg were driving down the road, and this was like right after a back squat workout, which was just not good for me. And I was just like down, and he goes, you're getting pulled over. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the cops roll up and they're like, give me your license. Like you could just tell he like kind of wasn't having it. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, what did I do? They're like, you were on the wrong side of the road. And I'm like, really? But like, if you go over there, like you can't see the lines on the road. So I'm like, was I really on the wrong side of the road? You can't even see the lines.
Right.
And then they look over at my buddy Greg and they're like, we need your license too. And I'm like, you're giving me a ticket, aren't you?
And did you get a ticket?
They didn't give me a ticket. They loosened up a little bit, and but they ended up being really cool dudes. And yeah, so I didn't get a ticket because I'm like, man, I don't want to come back to Scotland and fight this ticket.
Hey, did they make small talk with you? Like, did they know you were there for a sporting event and the whole thing?
Yeah, they were really cool about it because It's a very old town. Um, I don't know, and I just don't know how much really actually happens in that town or that city. But like that was, you could tell that that was a really big event for that town. Like to the point to where like their public transport, like there's no Ubers there, so everything is just taxis. And you would see in the morning just these people just getting bussed in, and then whenever the event would end, there was a bus stop right across the street from the hotel, so I could see it from my window. You would see a line at the bus stop, probably 800 meters to 1,000 meters down the road, of people just waiting for a bus to come pick them up for like 3-4 hours.
So the event really tested like the infrastructure of that little town.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, people handled it well. Like this, when I say it was like kind of in the middle of nowhere, it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was like in the middle of like almost like a neighborhood, it felt like. And you just had this huge center there with like some nice hotels, but like this city was like 20 minutes from there.
It
But
looked
it was like 3 minutes from the airport. So like I would say for like an athlete and just making it super easy on us, like flawless.
it looked really nice, the venue.
Yeah. Rogue always does a really good job. Like I think the experience for the athletes, the spectators was phenomenal.
When the cop pulled you over, how many times did you say, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Like, did you have trouble understanding him?
No, I picked up. It was like 4 days in, so I really tried to have my listening ears on, and but no, he was cool.
Was there an adapting? Because I know their accent's pretty strong over there.
Yeah, yeah, more of like whenever I first got there, it was like, "Ha, what'd you say? Can you say that again?" kind of thing.
You two girls at home, twins?
Yeah,
How old are they?
3.5, and then we have another one on the way.
Oh, congrats.
Thanks.
Wow, that's gonna be awesome. 3's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it
Wow.
is.
Wow, you are
We were just
pumped.
like, man, what if we have twins again? You have twins, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a single and then, twins, but it's man, dude, last night for an hour, I was just sitting in the we have a jiu-jitsu room, and I
Mhm.
was laughing so hard I was crying because they fought for, like, an hour in there, and the shit they do to each other is
How old are they?
so funny. T 2 7 2 oh, they just turned 8, 2 8-year-olds and a 10-year-old.
So they're like beating up on each other.
Dude, it's crazy. It
I think I follow their Insta. The three brothers playing, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And
I just
you do a lot of like left-handed stuff with them, right-handed stuff, and
yeah,
that's cool.
um they've gotten to the point oh, it's just so funny. But I bought Avi a computer, and yesterday was the first day I was teaching him how to edit on Final Cut Pro, and I got him a little GoPro. So, hopefully I don't have time to be showing this funny stuff they're doing, but, like, the other day, they shot out a window in the house with a BB gun, and then, like, 5 minutes later, they shot out another window, and I'm like, "God, the only way this is gonna make sense is if I start sharing these stories."
That's great. That reminds me of me and my brother. We came back where I was just talking to my dad about this story, but we came back from Gettysburg when we were like, I don't know, probably like 10, and we got BB guns. But we lived in like a really like in town, and we were just shooting these BB guns out the window, and they were just tinking off the neighbor's house. And this lady comes in our backyard, and we like grab our guns, and we're like, someone's coming, and we like run into the house, and this lady's just pounding on our back door, and she's like, someone's shooting babies at my house. And like me and my brother hide, and my dad goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, my sons are shooting, or your sons are shooting BB guns at my house. And he's like, no, they're not. And she's like, yeah, they're almost hitting me. And he's like, you got to take it easy. They just came back from Gettysburg. They were just excited.
It was totally my fault. I brought these stuffed animals out for them to shoot, and then I was like, "Hey, aim for the eye. It's a hard shot." And the eye is like this hard plastic thing, and the BB bounced off and cracked the window. And then I'm like, "No, put the target further away." And then 2 minutes later, they're like, "We shot another window." I'm like, "Fuck."
You need a smaller eye.
I'm like, take them further, deeper into the fucking backyard. But anyway, I was like, these moments can't get lost. This is
Yeah.
just ridiculous shit. So you're there at Rogue, and since you're not prepared for it, were you just sore as shit after the first day or the first couple days? Were you just beat up?
No, I don't even think it's not even that I was sore. It was more, I felt like I struggled to like compete, like to actually be able to like flip a switch and like catch in, like adapt to the environment and actually like put the throttle down and compete. Like I just felt like I struggled to kind of flip that switch. And I just think that that just came from in training. I was just doing a lot of, just long, slow stuff, some more weightlifting. Like I would say in those 3 weeks, I really addressed what I was exposed with at the games, and that was machines and weightlifting. And when you look at Rogue, a lot of it's machines and weightlifting. And I was able to, I feel like, close the gap on that. But I think what I suffered with was intensity. And I just don't think in those 3 weeks I was applying enough intensity and enough like race-based stuff that I felt like when I got on the floor, I just wasn't able to flip that on, and that's on me. But yeah, so like I felt like the intensity wasn't there, so I felt like I wasn't nearly as sore. Like when you do Fran and you're like wrecked from the
I
intensity, but
think I
like if you
remember that. I think I remember that.
yeah, but if you were to do just Fran like super easy, kind of go through it, you're like, oh, like you feel pretty good the next day. But like what intensity does to your body is completely different than just going through it at an easier pace. And I just felt like my intensity just wasn't there, and that's something that I'm addressing in my training now.
And how do you do that? Just be like, okay, I'm really like I'm going.
Yeah, I think
I don't care if I don't pace this workout right, I'm gonna hurt. I remember Graham Holmberg used to say that training's for just going berserk, really go to the dark place.
Yeah, I think there's a time and place. You got to know how to implement it the right way, in my opinion. Like if you can't just go into the gym and just beat your head against the wall like day after day after day. But for me, it's going to be putting myself against other athletes. So whether it's going to Mayhem a little bit more frequent, it's like 90 minutes up the road, and like be able to kind of compete with those guys a little bit, or to take old open workouts or qualifier workouts and actually have a time that I'm chasing and pushing for, and to be able to bring that intensity and hold yourself to a standard. Just different things like that.
Saxon, how much do you weigh?
About 185.
Someone was saying that you're the lightest athlete. Is that true?
I would say,
At the level
yeah,
you're at?
I would say pretty close. I mean, I'm trying to put on a little more weight. I mean, I've gone through different phases. I mean, I would say at semifinals, I was about 182 pounds, 183. But I would say that my weightlifting suffered a little bit, but I would say my machines were great considering I felt like semifinals was more machines. Um, Gymnastics was good, endurance was good. I would say at the games, I was about like 185, and I think I suffered a little bit more on the weightlifting. But I look at it was some of my best endurance events that I've had. So I just think it depends, and I kind of fluctuate. And I think like 185 to 187 is going to kind of be that happy medium spot where I'm able to continue to compete in the weightlifting, but also compete in endurance and not suffer too much in the gymnastics.
Clock, I bet Sevon did Fran once. You have to remember, I'm from the era where there was like 3 years where all anyone ever did was Fran. Do you remember that? It was just Fran and just records being broken, and dudes just focused on Fran, and main site once a month had someone doing Fran. And there was a
That's when
time
he
where,
squatted down med ball.
well, yeah, exactly. There was a time, man, when that was like, that was it. You could have called it Fran Fit. Hey, um, but you're strong. I was looking at this. I mean, this is crazy right here.
Oh yeah.
This is wild.
Yeah, but I mean, considering where the field's at, I think we can be better. I mean, you look at what people were pulling last. If you pulled 525 at the games for a single,
Yeah.
you were like back 15. Like 600s, like I would say 575 is the new standard. 550 to 575 is the new standard.
And when you did this, did you know you were going to do 3?
Yeah.
You did
So
know.
I have these little benchmarks. So before in like 22, no, 21, whichever year I took fifth at the games, I had these standards of the weight, like just weightlifting goals that I wanted to hit before the games. And that year I hit 505. I thought it was for a triple, but I went back and looked, it was actually a double. So I was like, all right, I hit this back then. I need to hit this now, and ended up hitting it for a triple. So just to be able, I think most athletes have these benchmarks they want to hit before an event. So 345 on a clean and jerk, 275 on a snatch. For me, I like to know that I can pull a heavy deadlift. So like be able to lift 500 plus for 2 to 3 reps, back squat 405 for like 3. So just these different weightlifting benchmarks that I know, hey, I'm where I need to be.
And it's, so that's the way you're describing it. So it's not only to be strong enough, obviously, but there's a psychological piece. Like
For
it's like you
sure.
want to make sure you show up to the job with all the right tools. When you open your bag, you got them all.
Yeah, I just think the confidence is massive. You know, it's easy to get in your head and to I call it like it's almost like a mirror maze, right? It's easy to get lost in there, and every athlete's going to have self doubt creep in. I don't care, you know, whatever level you are, even, you know, NFL players in the Super Bowl. Like, you're always going to have like this self doubt, and you need to be able to have these different anchors that you can lean back on and be like, well, I did this, I did that. You know, I'm good. I can compete. I'm here. I'm there. And I think the more that you can kind of stack those bricks of confidence and lean back up on, the better off you're going to be whenever you get into competition.
You know, something weird happened. Taylor Self went to the NorCal Classic, and there was a max snatch event, and he thought he had 295 on the bar, and
Yeah, wasn't it like 305?
and it was 305, and he snatched it, and he came over on to the assault bike afterwards and was like cooling down, and like he was really down on himself. He's like, man, fuck, that was the heaviest 295 like I've ever pulled off the ground, or 285. And Bryson, you know, his buddy was like, hey, numbnuts, that was 305. And oh
Scott
yeah,
did
he
the
thought he
same
was
thing in an
he
event.
thought he thought it was 285. Sorry, yeah. And so
That's so funny.
yeah, it's crazy. But do you think that if he go ahead, tell that story about Scott, and then I'll ask you the question. Go ahead.
If I remember correctly, I think Scott was in Mexico, and he thought he had 295 on the snatch. Or no, I think he thought he had 300 on a snatch, and it was 310.
Wow.
And I think because he was kilos, so I think he was just super confused, and he ended up hitting 310 on the snatch. But yeah, I think there's definitely a psychological factor in that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy, right? I mean, that's I bet that was a PR for him, but that's 20 pounds more at the high end than he thought he could do. And you have to assume that if someone would have told him it was 305, that he wouldn't have got it.
Right. I think he would have got it.
You think he would have got it?
I mean, why not?
Yeah, all
Maybe
right.
not 285. I mean,
Look at you.
I'll
Look how
hype him
positive.
up.
Look how positive you are. You're going to the games this year. You're amped to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, are you talking about like season?
Yeah, no, like the actual CrossFit Games, wherever it's going to be. Is that the goal still, to go to the CrossFit Games?
Yeah.
And in training's on point, that it's going in that direction.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of reflecting back on where we were at Rogue and focusing on more applying what I learned there in training. My main focus right now is I'm going to do Wadapalooza on a team and then individual. So I want to just kind of
put individual. You said,
yeah.
Wow. So they're gonna do you know that already? Have they announced that already, or do you know that? Are you just assuming they're gonna do it like they did last year, 2 days of individual, 2 days of team?
Yeah, no, they announced that.
They did. Wow. Yeah. And why both?
Why not?
Okay. So get the work in.
I mean, no, I don't even. It's man, like competing's fun. I think I do it because I love it. And I think it's these just little goals along the way that you kind of have. I look at Wadapalooza. It's some of the best moments that I've had competing as well. But I mean, it's also some of the moments that I struggled with as well. So it's just another opportunity to learn, grow, and be better whenever everything rolls around for next season.
Do you have a team already for Wadapalooza?
Mm-hmm.
Have you announced it?
No.
Is it a 4-man team?
3-man.
They're 3-man.
It'll be a mayhem team.
It's all boys?
Yeah.
And so you're doing mayhem programming now?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Facundo.
Oh, you are with Facundo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where's home for you again? Ohio?
Nashville.
My
brothers are in Ohio.
Okay, so you have you and the wife and kids in Nashville, so you can go. How far is that to Cookeville?
Just 90 minutes. So it's right up the road.
So you go there. You don't just talk to them on the phone. You go there.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I go there maybe once a month. I'll try and go there a little more frequently, though. It's just 3 hours or an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. It's just a lot of sitting. You know, if I was to do that every day.
When you go, is there something that happens that makes it so you want to go there? Like if you know, like so and so is training, like if you know, I don't know who, but is there stuff that makes you go like, oh, so and so's in town, okay, I'm going to get up there and spend 3 days up there?
Yeah, like if Facundo's there, I'm definitely going there. And then typically, like I went there before Rogue, so if I want to get there before an event and just kind of compete a little bit more. Kind of, I look at it more as like I don't want to say a simulation day because I'm not making a simulation day, but like to really kind of step into, when you like go into a different gym or a different environment, you're kind of able to bring something a little different. So I feel like whenever I need a little change up, that's when I'll go out there.
So, and do you know who the team you're going with to Wodapalooza?
Yeah.
And when do you guys announce it?
I think whenever Wodapalooza does.
Oh, okay. So it's part of kind of the hype.
Yeah.
And you guys signed up already?
Yeah, I believe if my teammates signed up. I let it on them to sign up.
And then and then when you go somewhere like that, the goal is to win. The goal is to win team and individual.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
compete, You
Yeah.
want to compete.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then what do you think about so we better say what we think the game season is now. So you explain it. Do you think you think you have an idea of your head wrapped around how you get to the games this year? Like the different pathways? Let me hear you describe it.
So the assumption that I'm under and what I kind of took away is you have the open, and then from the open they're going to take the top 1%, and you're going to go to semifinals, which is going to be online.
Okay. Which you have to do in an affiliate.
Right.
Okay.
And that'll be, I believe, the first week of May. And then from April through June, there will be sanctionals. I'm assuming that there will be probably 7 of them, 6 to 7, 5 to 7, somewhere in there. And they'll take roughly like 2 to 3 from each sanctional that'll go to the games that will fill, maybe less than that, because they said a minimum of 30 athletes will go to the CrossFit games. So I'm assuming 20 will go from the online portion, and then you have 10 that will come from these different sanctionals. So it sounds like you could technically qualify and not even have to do the online semifinals if you were to do one in April.
So, okay, I didn't even know that was, so it goes open and then these events will start happening that you can qualify to the games before taking the route through HQ, taking the route outside of HQ.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. And have they announced any of those other places or other events?
I saw like Barbell Spin put something out of the French Throwdown, so it sounds like there were going to be one.
Okay.
I'm assuming, I don't know. I could see like the Granite Games coming back and being one in the U.S., but maybe Cupuaçu, the Brazil one.
Okay. Yeah, when you think of the big organizers, we know Wilson Pack in the United States. It would be interesting to see if he just does something on his own. Obviously, I would have to guess Mayhem's going to do something on their own. I would guess that Proven might do something. I would guess that maybe HWPO, but just people who have resources, right? Just big facilities. I would guess that they would be like, hey, we'll do one. We'll do one. I wonder if there's any rules around that.
Maybe I'll do one.
Do you have an affiliate?
No.
Oh,
maybe I'll talk the affiliate into doing it. I mean, it sounds like maybe anyone could put one on.
I'm gonna I'm gonna reach out. Today's my day. Today I'm gonna reach out to HQ and I'm gonna ask them if I can do one.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about doing something just like crazy exclusive, like just charge.
First sport event is most people on your podcast.
Right, right. Most visits, right? Most visits to the podcast. I like that. I was thinking do one and have some crazy registration fee, like $1,000 to register. So you only get like 10 people to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like your sponsors have to pay, and then just do it like either at at Suze's gym or Greg's new gym or at CrossFit Crash.
Yeah.
And then just film the shit out of it. Just stream the whole thing live.
I love it. I say do it.
Yeah. Hey,
sign me up.
Would you do a Do you have a plan by any chance, or I guess it's a little early, but do you have a way you think you'll go? Like, do you think you'll go through the going to events, or do you think you'll
just take it as it comes? Whenever I qualify, qualify. Whatever comes first. Like if there's an opportunity to compete early, I want to qualify early. But it just kind of depends.
So if Mayhem did one in April, you'd be there.
Yeah.
Just right down the road.
Yeah.
Or even Proven. Proven's right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Do you like the format?
I mean, no.
No. Tell me what you don't like about it.
So I think there's a lot. I mean, I think and this kind of takes me back to how much the sports evolved. So I mean, if you look back early on in the year, like early on in like the early years of CrossFit, it wasn't about sponsors, it wasn't about finances, it wasn't about making money. You did it because you loved it. You're willing to, like, athletes didn't necessarily have sponsorships that paid for them to go to the games and to go to these events. Like you went out there because you had the grit to want to compete, and you loved the methodology and you loved what everything was about.
It was
And I
the
think,
fittest dude in your affiliate, really. That's who went to
yeah,
the games.
like it was just a backyard barbecue, like literally
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what it was. And it just evolved into more of like this sport to where you're having major sponsors come in and sponsor athletes. But like looking at it from an athlete perspective, like we get like a lot of our pay, if we do, like anybody that does have a sponsor, a lot of it's dictated on, okay, well, you know, if you're with an apparel sponsor at semifinals, we want you to wear this. At Rogue, we want you to wear this. At the games, we
Oh,
want you to wear this. So now all of a sudden you're taking out a whole part of the season, you know, an in-person semifinal where it was more of like this activation for these brands to just an online format. So why should sponsors come in and sponsor athletes for 3 days of the year outside of social media following? Like I look at
so your athlete hat doesn't like it. Your athlete hat is like, wow, I have fewer opportunities to solicit my sponsors as a reason. I'm
right,
not going to be able to wear my jersey here, 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 and here, which makes me less valuable to them, which makes it so I have to go back and get a job again.
right. And
Okay.
I'm not, and that's where I'm like, is it like, is this taking it back more to the roots where it's like, okay, well, you know, you do it because you love it. Like you might not have sponsors and like you also look at a lot of like social medias. It's like social media has changed significantly since, you know, I would say 2015 to now, to where like it's very easy to look at things as unauthentic on there.
Uh-huh.
So it's like are brands starting to see unauthenticity on social media to where it's more of just kind of checking boxes.
Yep.
So like is there ROI high for an athlete just through social media presence? Like, I don't know. I would say like you're starting to see a trend, not so much. So then you have just these different activations where it's like, okay, well, at least you can go and perform. You perform very well. A lot of eyes are on you, which is puts a lot of eyes on the brands. So I just think for an athlete, yeah, it's a lot harder for them to make a living off of it. But again, like, was CrossFit in the sport ever intended to be that way? And that's where I go back to, you know, early on in the years where it was you did it because you loved it, and it's not for the money, it's not for the sponsors. Like, I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down here, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a big change, I think, for athletes. And if you want athletes to compete and go to these events, like just looking at it just strictly from a financial standpoint, like, does that make sense?
Well, without saying it's good or bad, for sure it's a recalibration on what's possible, right? It shifts things on what's possible and who can actually do it, and maybe the level of competition that there is.
Right. Yeah. So, I
I'll,
mean,
I'll, I'll tell you. I mean, obviously, I'm not an athlete. The reason why I really like it. So the way I basically do this podcast is like I text you and I say, hey, can you come on the show? And I obviously don't pay you. And even the people who come on the show for like the show that I do, Kill Taylor, like I don't pay any of those people to come on the show. But what I'm hoping is that those people will see value to come on the show that then they can leverage for their own. So Pedro comes
right.
on my show, then that makes people see him, and so then maybe people will start going over to his channel, Coffee Pods and Wads. And I want people to leverage it. So
Yeah.
I mean, strictly the reason why I love it is if now the people who are throwing the events, they're completely free. If it's going to go the way I think it's going to go, they're going to be completely free from HQ.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do the programming, they can do all the shit that they want to do. They can stream it or not stream it, and then they can leverage the whole thing themselves without any interference from HQ. And
Right.
I prefer that for less involvement. But
Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty. You're basically just saying is like, hey, this could be a pay cut for athletes.
Yeah. And I just, like I said, I just think that's the one thing. And I mean, even you look at online formats, like I think it is hard to judge an online format. Um, Although videos are public, I just think there's a lot of discrepancies that can happen if you're not there in person. And like at Rogue, I had a dispute on a back squat and I protested it, and I had video evidence, they had video evidence, and I felt that I was right. And they're like, nope, you're wrong. Score stands. Nothing you can do about it. It just is what it is. And you just kind of forget about it. But I think whenever you have these videos of it and like there's an actual spot on the line, well, now what? Because everybody's going to have a different opinion, and it's kind of in the public eye rather than somebody just kind of coming in and being like, nope, this is what it is. I just think that it can create a little bit more drama than what needs to be there.
Yeah.
But I see your side as well. But I do think that this can kind of take it back more to the roots of CrossFit.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't want to be inconsiderate of the fact that you put so much in, and that and you get used to making a certain lifestyle and having certain opportunities along the way, and then to have them pulled out, right? Because you're obviously all in. Yeah.
But
I do think it is a step. I do agree with you. I do think it's a step backwards. But I like it. I think that we do need to take a step backwards.
Yeah, but I just think at what expense to athletes? Like I said, all
on them. I won't deny that. It's all on them. It all the burden of that all falls on them.
Like, I think if they were to take all like payments out from like CrossFit, like imagine if there were just no sponsors and it was just what it was. Like, the question is how many people would show up? I'm actually like just curious to see like who would actually show up to compete. Like, if it was back in like some call it the glory days, like who would show up to compete?
Like, they just gave you an envelope with $1,000 in it, a bunch of wrinkled up 20s.
Yeah, and you went out to the ranch and you competed. Like,
yeah.
Like, I would really be curious to just see. Like, I look at it like whenever I was young with my brothers, we would go out and we would just go find a hill. We would go find the biggest hill that we could find, and we would compete up it.
Yeah.
And like, I look at that, those are some of my best moments and best memories, competing and training, and it's like, that's kind of what CrossFit, I feel like, at least the games were. But like, you started to see these different tests kind of evolved where like, okay, well, we got a hill here. You're going to run up with a sandbag, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to do a deadlift, and like, we're going to see, okay, well, you got 5 events here and we're just going to kind of have fun with it and see who's the fittest. Like, I feel like that's kind of what the foundation of like the CrossFit games actually were. And I think that's what really, I think that's really, really cool.
Hey, and that's what it was like back in the day when I would film with the athletes. You go to Graham Holmberg's house, he throws in a bar and some weights in the back of his Honda Civic, and he would just drive around and find a hill.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, what are you going to do? He goes, I think I'm going to run up this and then run down and do 5 thrusters. I'm going to do 3 rounds of that. And then what? He goes, I'll figure it out while I'm doing this workout. I'll figure out the next one. But it was like, you know what I mean? Just go and find a big hill.
Yeah. And that's CrossFit. Like, I just think that's, and you get a whole bunch of dudes. Like, you look at what Jason's doing. I think he does like a men's club in the morning. It's just dudes just working hard.
Oh, Khalifa. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
You just look at it like kind of what a lot of these OGs in the sport are doing now, and they're all having an impact on the community in some way. So.
Let me read this one here. Cole Trumbull. Never seen him in the comments before. I feel Saxon used to be saying how the affiliate community was so important, and now it's more focused on the community affiliate. He's saying athletes can't make as much money. What you want, bruh?
Bruh, let me tell you, bruh. Like, that's not what I'm saying. If you listen and open your ears, Cole. Like, what I'm saying, bruh, is it's 2 different things. I'm not one way or the other. I'm saying that it's evolved into, like, you're gonna wonder why athletes don't want to compete. And it's because that's where they make their living. Like, that's how they put food on their table. Like, it's evolved. Like, there's no backup plan, right? Like, they're going to have to go get another job. So if you want stuff like this to happen and to watch the best of the best, you got to understand that this is a pivotal point where either athletes are going to compete because they love it, or athletes are going to go compete for money and to be able to have a career. Like, it's 2 different things. And I'm not saying you have to pick something over the other. I'm just saying, like, I think you'll see who loves CrossFit and who's in it for the money. And I think you can do both. But I'm just saying, like, it's evolved in this monster where people are making a lot of money on competing from just sponsors. I wouldn't even say it's from winnings. Like, the CrossFit Games used to be about winnings. There weren't sponsorships. I wouldn't say there were much sponsorships from 2012 to 17. I would say like 17, 18, you started to actually see athletes get sponsored by brands. But all the way from that point to that point, like it was kind of non-existent.
You don't even have to compete and make a killing with sponsors. Matt, look at Mal O'Brien.
Yeah, it's influencers.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing, Cole. I see your point, Cole, but I think Saxon's been very transparent, and he's showing us the tension that's inside of him. He has both thoughts simultaneously. Hey, we need to bring this back to grassroots, and but hey, how can we bring it back to grassroots and still be enticing the sponsors and still have influence, and rightfully so, right? I mean, I see that there's a tension. You can have both thoughts. You can be like, well, shit, this sucks, because I might lose opportunities to provide showcasing my sponsors, but also you've been a long time proponent of hey, we need to make sure that this stays true to what CrossFit is. I don't agree at all that the two are separate. Like me personally,
What do you mean?
People are like, the CrossFit is the sport, is the methodology is different.
I don't think that. I'm with you.
They should be separate. And I don't think you said the opposite. But so many of the guys I hang with say that the sport's different. You should train different. You should this, that. My feeling is I think Greg summed it up with his line that grandparents and Olympic athletes, same kind of training, just varies by degree. I mean, he said it better than I did. And that's where I'm at. And I have a pretty strong, I think that I am very disappointed that there's not, that so many of these athletes that are frustrated with the direction it's going never mention the affiliates. Never. It's not even a consideration. It's like, hey, I just want this, this, and this. But there's no.
But that's I think that's an evolution that we allowed to happen over time. You know, it's
right.
Can we blame the athletes for that?
No.
Because if you think about it, it's almost like it was happening in their almost like their formative years. Like you just start to see the standard happen, and and it's slowly shifted. You know, especially when you're looking at these teenagers, it's slowly shifted into a different direction.
And I also don't blame someone like Matt Fraser, by the way, also, who's like, fuck it, I see this thing, and I'm going to move into my parents' basement and limit my life and try to win this thing as many times as I can. I think that's cool too.
Right. Yeah. It just makes you wonder if there was ways to be more involved with. I mean, you look at, I'm sure you remember the CrossFit tour. Dude, the CrossFit, I wish the CrossFit tour was still a thing.
Yeah.
You literally, those are the video. Any OGs that I talked to, they said they used to watch that stuff all the time, where it's you see these guys just drinking beer, kind of working out, and watching some of these games athletes go and compete, in a group of, you watch Dan Bailey and Rich do it before at Big Sky, and I know Scott went and did a few at Big Sky.
I went to New Zealand with Scott.
Yeah.
And literally it was like, hey, Scott and so, you guys are going to do a max snatch. And then just a group of people just swarm around.
Yeah, you just huddle around. No warm up.
And they just would get at it. Yeah.
And dude, that's I think that's really cool. That's where people actually get to see the true side of athletes. And it's a no pressure situation. But I mean, you go into the back of any warm up area, it's you can cut the tension like a stick of butter. Everybody's just focused, and they need to be, right? Because if you go into something and you're not focused and ready to do what you need to do, you're gonna get left behind. And that's just kind of how it is now. But if you were to actually create something like that, where it's low tension, no pressure, just go enjoy yourself, enjoy the time with the community, that could be something that could move it more into a direction of the traditional route of the foundation of CrossFit.
Let's do something very uncomfortable here. Let's speculate. let's get naked, Saxon. Let's speculate on what's going to happen next year. So let me talk to you about what I'm talking about. Let's say there's this hint that high profile athletes like Adler and Laura and maybe Vellner, and we'll find out more from Vellner when he goes on Coffee Pods and Wads here in a couple days, that high profile athletes like this, maybe even you could even say Ariel Lowen, I think she's more than hinted at it, that they're going to not do the games this year for whatever reason, whether they're frustrated with the season changing regularly or the way Lazar's death was handled or for whatever reason, right? And all of a sudden, so then they're going to do, you know, NorCal Classic instead, and they're going to do Rogue, and they're going to do Wadapalooza, and they're going to kind of diversify their where they're going to go. Let me ask you first: do you think that we're about to see that?
It depends which direction momentum starts rolling. You know, I think where momentum goes, you're going to see a lot of things go. I think if there's a big enough following that goes to something, yeah, I think it could happen. But I think at the end of the day, I think the games will just keep going. Like I just think they'll backfill on things, and it's going to be the next person in line. I think regardless, you're going to have people in line to still want to compete there.
Yeah, I would say that that's more than think. Like for sure, the games are going to keep rolling, and for sure, people are going to backfill. Do you think that in the end, like imagine like you know, I don't know, in the 80s, I can't remember who it was, if the Russians boycotted the Olympics or if it was the US, but maybe it was both. One year, like they alternated years. In the end, I feel like it's just the athletes that get hurt. Like, do you think that there's any benefit to them? Like they think that they're like,
I think athletes will go where they'll find the most security.
but I don't think I don't think that they're doing anything. Like let's say a high profile like Laura. Let's use Laura. Let's say Laura doesn't do the Open and doesn't try to make a run for the games. I sincerely think that the only person that gets hurt is her. Like if the implication is that she wants to like stick it to HQ and maybe have them sell less tickets, I think at most it affects HQ 1% of 1% in ticket sales, but in 3
Yeah.
years no one even knows who she is anymore. Like I just don't think I think people are more potent in the change they want by staying in than staying out. Do you have an opinion on that? I think they only end up hurting themselves. I kind of feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I think
Like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. What's the other one? Cut the nose off despite the face. It's like, dude, you chopped your nose off and now you look fucking ugly. Like you're not
yeah,
you're not
at
bringing
the end of the
Lazar
day,
back
people
or making any change. That's not an effective way of making change.
like I think you'll see a lot of like OG people like early on in the sports like stick with CrossFit and I don't know, like you know, it makes me wonder if it's going to filter out to moving back to like what CrossFit was. And like yes, it's going to take a couple steps back and it might be more of like a rebuilding stage. I think that that's a possibility. And
But about
I
those
don't
athletes specifically, do you think Adler or Laura, if they pull out, and I apologize to both of them if I'm mischaracterizing them, but do you think we can just use Jane Doe? Do you think that like they get what they want? Like what, like, do you think that they get the effect that they want? They get the change that they want?
somewhat, but I don't think fully. Like I don't think you'll see everybody fully just back out. You know, like I
But
think
even if
it.
they did all back out, then Austin Hatfield's gonna win the games, and we're all gonna be like, "Yep, he's the fittest." And within 2 years,
Yeah,
the whole fucking thing will just recalibrate.
yeah. I
Some
think.
fucking rabbit farmer will be our fucking champ.
Yeah, I think definitely.
I wish there was just another way that they could find a protest for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I saw they put those committees out, so I'd be curious to see what those committees' involvements will be in
Not
shaping it.
nothing.
Yeah, I know I was a pot. Sorry, I'm reading these comments.
Yeah, enjoy, read away. Usually, I tell people not to read them. Feel free to read anything you want. Go ahead.
Sean
Let me see it.
Leonard.
Want me to pull it up? Is he?
Saxon is wondering why he won't win instead of Austin.
Wait,
I should
what's he
start
say?
raising.
Saxon is wondering why he won't win instead of fine. I just like Austin because he fucking
Austin's a good dude.
he watches
You know,
rabbits fuck all day. I mean, how can you
I
not like the guy? He's
listen.
so trippy.
Austin was like, it was funny for the final event at the games. Austin was like, "Hey, you know, how do you size up on one of these yokes?" I was like I think he was in like 18th, and like I think I was in like 12th, and I was trying to shoot up into the top 10. I'm like, "Come over here, bro. I'll show you." And I was like, "Listen, don't tell anybody." And I like showed him. Homie went out there and won the last two events, back-to-back events, and passed me. And I go up to him, I say, "You little bastard." I said, "That's the last time I'm gonna help you out."
Oh, that's awesome. That's
So
great.
yeah, and I'm like, dude, come on, bro.
That's why he's gonna win because Saxon's his coach.
Yeah, like you didn't need that yoke. You would have been fine either way. Should coach just throw it all the way up. That's how I learned. That's how I learned was like 2 years at the games. I missized the yoke and I could barely get it off the floor.
I personally don't think it's nothing's going to change. The event ran for 18 years perfectly. One of the greatest swimmers who ever participated in the CrossFit Games died. It's being leveraged to try to make change. People might want change. Things are going to change because of economics, and there'll be some, just like TSA is just security theater. All the safety stuff is just going to be security theater. They're going to have the same safety they've always had. It's just people there. They're going to try to do their best. You know what I mean? Hey, the truth is if I was them, you know what I would do? I would make everyone I would put the onus on the athletes. If there was a swim event, I would make every athlete take like a special swimming course.
Yeah.
And then I would make you get a note from your doctor saying your heart is fine before I would just start piling it up on the athletes to get like all sorts of clearances.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do if I was them. I'd be like,
you talk about CrossFit?
Yeah, like you're going to have to show up there, and when you sign up, you're going to have a certificate for swimming and a certificate for running, and then
someone's giving physicals.
Yeah, note for your doctor held your balls and told you to cough. You're going to have the whole thing. You have to have an MRI of your heart. I would just put it on them. So I don't think those councils are. I mean, you watch other sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's shit going on everywhere. It's just humans. It's just imperfect. Like I've just started watching the NFL again, and it's just crazy how much CrossFitters would lose their mind if they saw all the like weird judging and reffing and I was saying the other day, the value of the cameras that they have on the field at any given football game, the technology is higher than the entire revenue of CrossFit.
Yeah.
Just at one stadium. It's like, dude. And they're missing calls and fucking calls up all the time.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I look at it like this. It's like, all of these events, if Greg says it best, he's like, if you put two affiliates next to each other, both should be able to thrive, as long as you're doing the right things. And I think if everybody, if everybody is doing the right things, then I think everybody should be able to thrive no matter what competition. I think that's the one thing Rogue's done well is like they really just kind of stayed in their lane and focused on putting on a quality event for the athletes and made it like an athlete first thing and never got consumed in anything else that was going on. And I think people kind of leave them alone and that's it with them,
And they still had their issues.
Yeah.
Mel, I'm missing the point again, or just hire qualified safety staff. Here's the thing, Mel, and maybe I'm missing the point. I'm with you on that. But they did have qualified safety staff. David agrees with you. Sevi loves getting his physical free ball rub. I had to do a physical with me with no male doctor do a physical with no gloves on once. It was so inappropriate. At Kaiser and Vallejo. You ever had a physical with the guy holds your penis or balls with no gloves?
No.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. It's like, at least tell me to lift it up if you're not going to wear gloves. You know what I mean? Like you don't.
Yeah. Shame on them.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You and do we know where the games are going to be this year? Like, do we assume they're not going to be in Texas? That's my assumption.
I don't think they can be in Texas.
Just because someone died there and we have to change the venue, change the scenery.
Yeah, I just think just a different start. I think, I don't see how you could go back there.
Saxon isn't old enough to get a physical yet.
True. Maybe at 19.
With the way you'll qualify for the games with the 1% from the Open going, does that change your approach to the Open?
No, I mean, I always love the Open. Like I just, I felt like the Open's kind of been different over the following years. Like if you look early on it, like previous years in the Open, specifically like the 5-week Open, like it felt like it was more, you're seeing everybody breathe heavy, and maybe it's just the evolution of an athlete, but I felt like specifically, you look at this last year, a lot of it was just a matter of executing and who can accomplish a movement faster, who has a shorter range of motion, or who can get away with a little bit more. But I think if you were to look at in the affiliate yesterday, they did 13.1 snatches and burpees, like the 40, 30, 20, 10 with 30 snatches in between each one. You can't burpee faster than that. You can't snatch faster than that. That's coming down to strength, endurance, gymnastics, like cardiovasculatory, like just everything. Um, and I think like if you look at this past year, like you look at the dumbbell snatch burpee one, like yeah, it hurt, like it's a hard workout, but I just think there wasn't nearly as much separators in something like that. You know what I mean?
What affiliate are you at?
CrossFit Nolensville.
And do you? I guess you know. How did you end up there?
I moved out here, so I was living on the east side of Nashville, and then I ended up moving south of Nashville.
And do you what do? You just call the affiliate and said, "Hey, I am a games athlete and I'm looking for a home to train."
I just showed up and I just said, "Hey, gotta check this place out,"
And then
and
that
they
was
gave me a
it.
little tour. That was it. Rest is history.
Wow, that's cool. Are there any other games athletes there?
Mm-mm.
And
No.
it's a good relationship with the affiliate?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Great community.
yeah, congratulations. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And how long have you been there?
2 years.
Oh,
This
shit.
is year and a half, roughly.
So it's really good.
Yeah.
So if they did like a Halloween party, you show up with the twins.
Yeah. Yeah. The girls come in there and they run around. They're more like they bounce off the walls.
Yeah.
But yeah, very family oriented.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow. I wonder how many I wonder how many games athletes do that. I wonder if that's a common uh practice. I guess people like I wonder if that's a common practice for games athletes to do that. Just be like just to roll up to an affiliate and be like, "Hey, can I make you my home?"
Probably not.
Hey, do you have special access there? Like what if you want to work out are you at home right now?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm in
so
my
you have
garage.
okay, so you have your own stuff at home too. So if you get a
Yeah,
wild
but
hair up your ass on a
I don't,
Saturday night, you go out to your garage?
no, I don't like training in here too much. Um,
No.
no, I just like going in and I like being around people.
Uh-huh.
I just find that fun. Like I was in the gym yesterday, and typically my goal is to get everybody in that gym to work out with me at least once. So I roll in there yesterday, and someone walks in the door, and I go, "Do you want to work out?" And my goal is like eventually when someone rolls in, I ask them if they want to work out and they want to turn around. But and they'll be like, "I'm not working out with you again."
Hey, dude,
um,
that's really awesome. So you'll ask anyone, a 50-year-old woman, a 70-year-old dude, a 15-year-old boy, you ask them all?
yeah,
Dude, that is awesome.
yeah, it's fun. It's I did a lot of like
You know
like
they hate it when you ask and they love it when it's done. They're like, "Dude, I just worked out with
dude, I know.
Saxon." They
It's
must be
always like
so
a
stoked.
I always wait until it's like a 40-minute workout or something like that, where it's like like a little bit of work and then like 3 minutes of rest, and you do like 4 sets or something like that. And you just know it's going to be just a suffer sesh where you just have like these 3 minutes in between where you just see everybody just suffering.
Yeah.
And they're on their knees, they're drooling, and I'm like, yes, yes, we're only third of the way through. We got a long way to go, boys, girls. I find it so enjoyable.
Dude, what a great thing for the community. That's awesome. Do you ever coach classes there?
So I actually just started doing a like I call it like a mentorship program, which is online. Like I don't promote it or anything, but basically I'm trying to build just a core group of people where I'm teaching them really like the methodology of CrossFit and how I look at things as an athlete and how we can get the most out of a workout. Um, I look at a lot more like if you go back and look at the CrossFit Journal, like Greg Glassman's actual philosophy on CrossFit and like like personal training in a group setting, like how he actually planned to set a gym up and kind of what it's evolved into today. But it's like I'll go on there each night and I'll post a video on Facebook just talking about the workout for the next day, and people will go on there and they'll post a picture of their whiteboard and send videos of like their lifting, so I'm able to give a little bit of feedback on stuff like that and just talk about the direction that we're going with the program. And it's very community oriented. And then we'll do like monthly calls where we'll just get on there and just kind of chat it up. And like we just broke down Scotland, and I kind of told them what I told you. And we dive into a little more depth on things and hear about what they're doing. If they do a local competition, we're going to try and go out to do things like that. And just like I said, just a very supportive community.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
I love coaching. I just love being able to see like when something just clicks for somebody and they just unlock it like something new, you're just like, man, like that was very fulfilling. And I know what's about to happen and how your fitness is significantly going to change. Like I told you, like when you see an obese person walk into the gym and you're just like, yes, like I want to get you better. And they end up just, they're your biggest advocate to what you're doing. Like I just, yeah, like the more I can do that, the better.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's cool that you make time for that. It would be so easy not to make time for that.
Yeah. And it's like,
Between
it's just easy. Like to me, it's like if somebody rolls into the gym and I see somebody doing something the wrong way, it's hard for me not to want to say something or want to step in. And honestly, that's kind of where it started, was just like somebody was like, man, I just want to get better at squats. And I'm like, I got you. Check this out. And gave them a little squat progression and taught them how to squat properly, to use their quads, use their glutes, you know, really actually focus on like the foundation of the squat. Like if you go back and you look like squat therapy, right? They talk about it at the level 1, like actually teach like the foundation of a squat, and to be able to see how they can actually engage everything and actually feel better on squatting. Like you don't have to hurt squatting, you've just been doing it wrong.
right.
um, and that just snowballs into so much more. And that's honestly like how the whole program started that I'm doing. And you know, it's slowly and organically kind of just grew into a little bit more and a little bit more. And that's it. Like I don't want it to be this crazy program. Like I want it to be meaningful, a community, and just focus on, you know, supporting each other more than anything.
Does it have a name?
I call it the mentorship program.
And what do you have to? And it's can people just DM you if they want to be involved?
I just don't talk about it. What happened was I was started off and I was going to do some like one-on-one training. Um, and I found that a lot of people wanted to do one-on-ones, and I only have so much time in a day. So I ended up just putting everybody into a group, and it got kind of turned into that. Like I wasn't intending to do that, and it just kind of grew into its own thing.
Does your wife have a job, or is she full time mom?
She's full-time mom.
Oh, congratulations! That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a good life you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
good. How old are they?
3.5.
Yeah, are you going to stay in Nashville the whole time? Their
Yeah.
whole life? Yeah,
I
you're
love
home.
Nashville. It's just like the weather's nice, it's warm, good people. Um, yeah, I just love it.
Does she have a bread business, your wife?
Yeah, she does sourdough, and she'll
And,
like go to farmers markets.
and sell it?
Hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, Dave's wife does that. She got a sourdough bread business.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's the best part of going to their house. You always leave with a loaf of bread.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not for
Anybody?
the conversation. It's not for the conversation. I'll tell you
That's
that.
I would always take it into the gym. She actually made these things called bobolonis, which is like an Italian donut out of sourdough,
Uh-huh.
which people really loved.
Bobolonis.
Yeah, you have to look them up. They're great.
So your house smells crazy.
Oh, dude, she would do the farmers market with them, and she'd have to get up at like 3 a.m. to like bake them to be there by 8. And like I'm just laying there, and I'll just be like, just like donuts.
Hey, are you pretty excited about RFK?
Yeah. Yes.
It's cool, right?
It's really cool. Yeah.
First time, I'm trying to think. It's the first time in my every other politician or everything my whole entire life. Every politician has always been focused on sickness, and this is the first time in my entire 50 years where we had someone who actually cares about health. It's crazy.
Oh, it's insane, and it's like I'm hoping that there can be enough momentum that builds, and that just like that's the new standard. Like that needs to be the new standard.
To care about health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're a big, huge fan of Greg's also, but I was also thinking about how we take it for granted that, like, you know, during things like the pandemic or during COVID, we actually were in a community where it's like, okay, everyone, now's the time to clean up your eating and exercise more and get focused, as opposed to just panic, right? Like we had
Right.
we took it for granted, but we had options. We had the best option.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, if this could be the new standard and people can actually like get on board with that and focus that like this, like it doesn't have to be this way that we accepted,
Yeah,
dude, people's lives are going to get so much better.
yeah, yeah.
Like instead of prescribing medication, like prescribe fitness, like
Right.
get in the gym.
Or at least just have the conversation, right? Like you go to a doctor and he has like a book and he opens it up and like he's like, look, here's 20 clients of mine. This one had a month to live. This one lost 100 pounds. This one had, and you're like, you can go this route, or I can, call it Pfizer. It's up to you. What do you want to
Yeah.
do?
And I think that's the important thing about the community. Like you see people when they walk into the gym, like just kind of how uncomfortable it is at first.
Yeah.
Even me, dude. I mean, I go into an affiliate, like I definitely feel like more on the uncomfortable side if I'm dropping into an affiliate because you don't know anybody and
Right.
like you can like I think everybody can kind of relate to that if you're
Yeah,
dropping
it's
into
like
a
going to a
place like
new school. It's like when in the
yeah,
fifth grade, you're like, shit.
yeah, like how's this community gonna like how welcoming is this community? And I think that's the important thing is that like as an like anybody that owns an affiliate to be able to actually cultivate a community that when you don't see a new face, you're the first one. You need to go up to them and you need to introduce yourself. You need to shake their hand. You need to show them around, like because you don't know what that's going to do to somebody and how much that's going to actually like want them to join that community and get in the door. Like, and the more that we can do stuff, like you said, it's like you could have somebody and you could have this notebook of 20 people of like, I lost 100 pounds. I had heart disease. I had this, I had that. And you look at them and you would be like, no way, there's no way. And like, but the like that's why I say those guys are the biggest advocates for it is, when you actually hear somebody's story, you realize, oh no, like this is actually possible. Like I don't have to accept my life being this way.
Well, I hope to see you throughout the season. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Great to see you. You look good. Looks like things are great. I'm excited to see how you do in the open. Take care. Don't eat too much bread.
I appreciate it.
All right. If you see your brother, say hi. If you see your parents, say hi.
Definitely.
All right, dude. Thanks for having you on. Look forward to having you on again, Saxon.
All right. See ya.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Saxon Panchik. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Hardly fast. Doctors do prescribe lifestyle changes, but people don't make the changes. Yeah, I believe that. Daryl Saxon has the best autographs of all the brothers. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. I don't do TikTok. Don't send me TikTok videos. I don't have the TikTok app. Do not send me TikTok. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. Met Spencer at the Tactical Games. Yeah, I was looking at Spencer's Instagram account. That's Saxon's brother, for people who don't know, his twin brother. And it looked like he was doing, like, he did a whole season of Tactical Games. I didn't even know they had a fucking season. I'm almost done with all the seasons of Dexter. I think I have like 2 seasons left. Yesterday, I was telling you guys about Massachusetts, the state of Massachusetts. And they had their, maybe Pat Lang's going to have to fact check this. They had their 39th arrest in 2024 last week of an illegal immigrant that had either raped or molested someone. 39th illegal alien. 39th this year, illegal alien molest or rape a child just in the state of Massachusetts. I think I saw that. Someone, oh shit, it's gone. Wow, I wanted to show you something. Oh, maybe I'll just re-Google it. I think Massachusetts, the state of Massachusetts, just a volleyball tranny. I think they just Massachusetts volleyball training. I think they just named their female volleyball women's college team, says it Massachusetts volleyball tranny girls Catholic school. Massachusetts just their volleyball player of the year Female volleyball player of the year is a man this year. Massachusetts volleyball player of year female. What was I think I remember. I wonder what its name. Western Mass Female Athlete of the Year, one selection. Where is that? Has anyone seen that story? It came out yesterday. It's crazy. Who would win in a fight to the death, Hither or Kipping It Real versus Hunter? Hey, dude. Hunter's a really big man, but Hiller is very capable. Like very, very capable. Think of Hiller. Hiller's like a guard dog. Like he just paces back and forth by the fence, but like it may just seem normal. But he is not normal. He is not normal. I don't know. If a fight breaks out, Hunter might start doing this. You know what I mean? Like he might just start and I don't know what Hunter's fighting skills are, but I promise I have a very strong suspicion that if you get in a fight with Hiller, you better be prepared to go to the ground. Because he's going to take you to the ground and weird shit's going to start happening to you. So I don't know. A lot of these athletes are goofy motherfuckers, like real goofy. I don't know. I don't know who would win. Definitely, I don't know. Hunter's very passionate. Hiller's very passionate too. There is a layer under Hiller, like you can, like I've been around him enough where you can see it come to the top. Like there's a barrier between the monster that is Hiller, and it's like there's like this squishy layer here. But sometimes, like if it thins out, you can see, like like in a pregnant woman, like sometimes you see a hand of the baby like push on the stomach. It's like that. Hiller used to wrestle. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's not. There's this. Hiller got a little bit of Dexter in him. Like he doesn't. I don't even know if he has an afraid. It's not that he never gets afraid. It's that he doesn't view fear the way normal people do. Like he's curious about fear. It's like jealousy. Like I hear that word jealousy and I don't really understand it. I have to kind of like make up what it means. Like I don't ever feel. I don't know what that fucking word is really. And so I think fear is like that for Hiller. Like he knows he feels something, but however he intellectually processes it and what it is aren't the same. And so most people see fear and they kind of take a step back. Hiller takes a step forward. Like he's like, what is this? It's like that. So Sevon or Patrick Clark, dude. I was looking at Patrick Clark. I was looking at Patrick Clark sitting on the post press conference interviews at the no reps games. Dude, he had bigger arms than Cole Grayshaber. Pat's huge. He'd probably just hold me down. I'm a little man. I have to beat up I could beat up old people probably. Could probably beat up some old people. I don't think Pat's old. I think he could just hold me down and pop my head off like a fucking Pez thing. He's huge. He's a big dude. I prefer to fight people who are 10 years older than me and 10 pounds less than me, preferably. Anyway, isn't that crazy? Yesterday, the story is Massachusetts. I wish I could find that. Massachusetts. I want to find that. What was that guy? Do you guys know that? Oh, there it is. I think I found it. No, not Quinn. Who is this? Gatorade's volleyball player of the year. Is this it? Is that the dude? Imagine living in a state like that. What's this dude's name? No, it's not that person. Massachusetts girls volleyball. What if I just type in that? It's weird. It's been scrubbed from. I can't find it on Instagram. Girls volleyball player of the year. Jesus. I can't find it. Yesterday, I had no problem Googling it. Oh, Brody. There it is. Brody Gerlach. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Thank God. Thank God for Twitter. Man, it got pulled off of. Massachusetts Girl All-State Volleyball Award goes to athlete Brody Gerlach. He led the Sturgis West High girls team to win their conference title this year. It's a fucking dude. I have to tell you too, in all fairness, it's one of the more attractive trannies I've seen. Like I would never know. Well, I mean, when it talks, it's a dude for sure. But when I look at it, I'm like, yep, that's Beaver. But maybe my radar's all fucked up. Look at.
I just started playing.
Yeah, that's him. That's crazy, right? That's pretty good.
And I had to work it out in my mind first a little bit. I had all the rotations on the paper, and then I learned the rules, and then I started seeing
That's a dude. That's crazy.
holes in the court, and then I just learned to place it there and just develop my game around that.
6 feet tall with can touch up to 7'7", they said.
For my freshman year, so they didn't really teach me before that, but that
Sounds like a dude.
I was passing with
Anyway, fucking Massachusetts. I sent that to a few of my libtard friends. Like, here you go. Your girls can lose to boys, and it's fair. And you're and hey, those 39 people that got raped by illegals, raped or molested by illegals this year in Massachusetts, I just want to say one thing. I don't think any of the people who got molested or raped were boys. It's all just fucking it's all just all the Democrat shit just completely fucks up women. It's all just ass pounding women. David Weed, you're so gay. You are so gay. Dude, are you fucking telling me you think you would know if this is a you think you could, if you saw this and it didn't talk, you would know that's, you don't think that's an attractive girl right there, that guy? You don't think she's cute? I totally set her up with one of my boys. And when they're 18.
So
I mean, she's not like, you know, I'm an old man. It's not like she has like sex appeal or anything, or I'm attracted to her, but that's like a cute little girl. What do you mean? But it's a guy. No, you really? No. Okay. All right. All right. David, between me and you, and I mean this in all seriousness, let me put you in a situation. Have you seen the Cambodian chick who's going for Cambodian Miss Miss Universe? Have you seen her? Miss Universe 2024. So let me see if I can find a video of her. Okay, here we go. Oh shit, that's on Facebook. I don't do Facebook either. Oh, let me see if I can find a picture of this chick. Dude, whatever. Hold on. Bear with me here. Miss Universe Cambodia. It won. Wow, that won. Let me see if I can find that thing won. I want to find a picture of her in a bathing suit. Oh, is this thing has a baby? Anyway, David, I think that if you were at a bar and you drank like 3 beers, you would bang you would let Miss Cambodia blow you. Yeah, they won. It won. Yeah. I can't find a good picture. I don't know why there's not like. Let me see if I can put a bathing suit. It's got a bathing suit. I saw it yesterday. Yeah, you would bang the shit out of this dude with you're 3 beers away from letting this thing blow you, dude. There's no way you say no to this. Let me show you here. I think when I think of you as, you know what I mean? Like I can see you like I could totally see you letting that blow you. That's a dude. There you go. So tell me. Sevy, you should try to get Jeffree Star on. Who's that? If it has stubble, I'm not letting it blow me. He wouldn't Colt Powers, he wouldn't need 3 drinks. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was trying to be cool. Colt. But if you want to go hard, I don't think he'd need 3 beers either. Like seriously, dude, if you were David, I picture you as a guy every once in a while you stumble into a strip club. I could see you going in there, you know, paying $500 for a $13 bottle of champagne and that thing lap dancing you and you ejaculating in your board shorts or whatever. I mean, I think that you're capable of that. But if I don't mean to, I hope that's not offensive. Just saying. Just from the little bit of interaction I've had with you on the internet. Damn, where's this? There was something I saw last night. Is my shit not updated? There's something I want to show you. It's textbook. It's a museum quality specimen. Remember how I used to say there was no such thing as racism, that it's just a thought, it's just something in people's head and people can't they're so attached to the idea of it. It's not like this microphone and people would fucking freak out like, of course it's real. It's like, no, how could anyone? Racism's just an idea. And there's these like half the fucking chats like can't get their head wrapped around that it's not real. It's just an idea and we make it real. And that basically racism was going away and it was going away. And it was almost fucking completely gone, the idea of it. And so what happened is it's like a free markets. It's like capitalism. There was a shortage of houses, so the price went up. So there became a massive demand. And so there was a shortage of racism, but there was a whole infrastructure that requires racism to exist, a whole fucking economy, you could say. And so everything started becoming racist, right? Everything. It just became fucking insane because there became such a fucking high demand for it. It's like, oh shit. It was like people were struggling, and it was for their identity, right? All the people who wanted to play victim there needed to be just like they were running out of excuses. And so there became this crazy high demand for it. So I want to show you just a classic fucking example of that shit, of just rewriting history. I saw this the other day. And when people project their own fucking just complete wackadoodle shit on society. Someone sent me this the other day. This person used to work at CrossFit HQ, and thank God they're gone. Seriously, it's gonna be like what California feels like when Gavin Newsom leaves. This person was just so fucking corrosive from the inside, so manipulative. It was part of the I Hate White Men crew. This thing was just unfucking believably woke. And it was one of the current HR person's one of her henchmen. There were a couple of them there. They were like her agents, and they went around and they fucking just got people fucking fired. And they would build these coalitions to sort of attack people based on their class, their race, their ethnicity. It was fucked up, dude. I can't even believe that. Those of you who survived the last 4 or 5 years at CrossFit, holy shit, I don't know how you did it. But thank God the fucking reign of terror is fucking over. But I'm going to show you how that shit works. Let me see if I can find you the post. But I want to tell you, let me say this to you first. when I worked at CrossFit, when I first started there, like it was predominantly all women. There was a woman, Lynn Pitts. I think she was like a lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force. She'd done over 20 years. There was Nicole Carroll, who is, basically starting to take charge of training. There was Lisa Lugo and some other lady who were in charge of affiliates. There was Kathy Glassman, who was I forget her role at the time. She ended up being in charge of affiliates. There was Lauren Glassman. She made probably the most popular video in the history of CrossFit, the Nasty Girls. And then my wife was the first video female. We didn't think of it back then, but for the sake of this story, first filmmaker there. So it was almost all women, right? It was like, but no one thought of it like that. You weren't like, God, there's a lot of women around here. You never once did you think that. But the history of it is that if you look, it was like, that's just the way it was. I was just reflecting on it in hindsight. I never once thought of it back then like that. I never was like, man, there's a lot of women around here. Nothing. No one did. No, why would you ever think that? You would never think, man, there's a lot of men around here. You just didn't think that. And in those, there was one other, I'm trying to think if there was any other, there weren't any guys. Dave was always gone because he was deployed. But it was so, in hindsight, when you look at it, it was just women. And I saw, this is the part that's so fucked up. When people when woke people rewrite history. And hey, there was a female who worked there when I worked there in my department, and she always played this role of being a woman in a man's dominated field, and she always played her ethnicity and her age. And only after Greg sold the company and did she come to me and be like, "Oh fuck." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "That was a waste of time. That was all in my head." Right? And I go, "Uh-huh. Complete waste of time. No one gives a fuck. Only time a guy cares that you're a girl is if he wants to get at them titties. Other than that, he don't give a fuck." Okay. So this is the girl here. She worked at CrossFit. She basically ran the fucking media department I think she must have been an intern when I was there running the department. And then quickly when Rosa took over, they got rid of me and they brought her and her boyfriend up the ranks. And I remember just thinking, man, this is just some fucking insane batshit crazy shit. Listen to this. And I remember when this video came out, she spent so many resources trying to elevate women, but the whole effect was the opposite. She set women back 10 years. Watching We the Women debut in front of a live audience was wild. I couldn't believe my vision was finally coming to life in a more powerful way than I ever thought was possible. First of all, you've never had a vision. You're an ass clown. You're a moron. You are an imbecile. 6 months ago, I was reflecting on how many badass women in history will never be acknowledged for their life-altering contributions to this world. So there's nothing profound about that. You could say, I was reflecting on how many badass men in the history will never be acknowledged for their life-altering contributions to the world. Just all vapid shit, simply because of their gender. There's no such thing as gender, you moron. Flipping gender stereotypes makes most people squirm. That's not normal, or that's not how it's supposed to be. Hey, anything that's not normal should make you squirm. Like you walk into your kitchen and it's fucking on fire. That's not normal. That's called just a fucking natural reaction. It's just the most vapid shit. I was upset there weren't more stories being told about prominent female leaders. There weren't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why weren't there more stories on male prominent leaders? What are you even saying? I don't want any of the things women have spearheaded, fought for, and accomplished over my lifetime to be forgotten. Not one thing. Well, hey, so no offense, but that's what makes you a woman, because you're batshit crazy and you want to fucking remember everything. And that's when I realized I didn't need to wait for anything. I didn't need to be upset. And there it is, people. She's upset. Something happened to this fucking girl and she's pissed. And now she wants to project it on the whole fucking world. Can you imagine So what happens is CrossFit's this amazing company. The foundation of it is fucking from a ton of women working on it. It didn't matter whether it was men or women to anyone in the community. And then all of a sudden you play the victim. And so basically you start rewriting history. And you make it seem like women made this huge journey and there's these huge issues, but all we all start thinking is less of women. The manifestation of that is like, oh shit, poor women, poor women, poor women. Whereas before it was just like, there are equal. You already had what you wanted, but you fucked it up because you couldn't distinguish between your own desire to play the fucking victim and what was fucking really going on. I didn't need to wait for anything. I didn't need to be upset. Yeah, why were you upset? Something happened to little Emily when she was a little girl. I could do something about it right now, so I started writing. I wrote a short synopsis, sent it off to the keeper of the words, and pitched the idea to Haynes and I forget his name. All woke people. Was a few weeks later, I figured, and by woke I mean people who they're fascist, they're racist, sexist, homophobic. They think they're better than other people. They look down on other people, but feign to care about them. I figured I could snag a couple of interviews there. These are the people who are like, oh, the pedophiles, they're just people too. Oh, it's okay. It's just an isolated incident where a few men want to play women's sports. I know that girl was raped in the bathroom. It just happened once in Ohio. It's okay. A few weeks later, I figured I could snag a couple interviews there. The big question was who and would they be interested in talking to me on the topic? Do you think she talked to my wife or Lauren Glassman? Or I'm assuming she talked to Nicole Carroll. She probably had to. By the way, Nicole Carroll is the complete opposite of fucking woke. Like, she's as based as they fucking get. I wonder if Nicole even participated in this. Obviously, when you start trying to identify female leaders in the CrossFit space, you don't even know what a female is, you dipshit. It's a long freaking list, a daunting. Look, she even knows. Obviously, when you start trying to identify female leaders in the CrossFit space, it's a long list. Yeah, duh. I think even the producers and the directors, like at the semifinals and at the games, I remember all now that I think about it, the lady who ran the truck and all that shit directed the semifinals. That was all women. A daunting. I've definitely been off more than I can chew. So here we are 6 months later with 6 women kicking off the women's series. And then from here it's a whistle call for all the fucking woke idiots. Look at just all the I'll give Dylan a pass. He probably had to because I think she used to work for him. But this is it. This is the museum quality fucking specimen of you think you're doing something good. Oh, look, she got double protected class here. This is a girl and it's missing a leg. Yeah, set women back fucking 10 years. There's no truth in anything she's saying. All she's doing is all the girls who feel like victims, she made something for them to be like, okay, this bullshit story I do have in my head is real. It is who I am. I'm fighting for all women. Yeah, it was worse than The View. The fight. Hey, and the head, the king fucking wokey there, the king fucking horrible rotten person there that's not that holding the company back is still there. Thank God. And this girl was one of her fucking agents. Like literally, and I don't literally the stories that came out of there were like if there was someone there that she didn't like, she would start rounding people up to find bullshit incidents to report that person to HR to build up a case and get them fired. Yeah, it's a giant fucking psyop. She obviously was hurt as a kid. Something happened to her, and she wants some validation that she's a strong woman. And so she goes and does this and rallies this. I'll never forget when that piece came out. I was thinking to myself, imagine being an affiliate, and she's using hundreds of thousands of dollars of resources for media, probably to facilitate jacking off HQ staff under the guise of it being women. Fucking nuts. Hey, there's nothing wrong with celebrating women. But when the notion is when the notion is not celebrating, when the celebration outweighs like it's some sort of like struggle that's not even there, it's not about celebrating them. It's a psyop. There's nothing wrong with being like, fuck yeah to all the moms out there who fucking raised great kids. Love these women. There's nothing wrong with that. Those of you who chose the hard road, the noble road. Those of you who held down a job, make sure the kids still had clean sheets. Thank you to all the women who stood up against the dads who wanted to give their kids cell phones, and you said fuck no. Thank you to all the fucking strong women out there who said don't give your kid any drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, when the dads were like, "Are you crazy? Take them." There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. But when you couch it as like the forgotten ones, and they do so much, and all the odds were against them, because it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's more like remembering how great people are that's important. Yeah, she set women back 10 years in the fucking sport. And what's crazy is how many young women were probably impressionable by this and then take that on as their identity. You can just pick it up. You can just be like, oh, yep, I'm the oppressed class. There you go. It's yours. You got it. These fuckers, these woke fuckers, when they pop their head up around in the community these days, I'm just gonna play whack-a-mole with them. I'm like, I'm not. Sorry, you can't come back. You can do other stuff. The community is not all welcoming. You cannot come back. You have to stay. You're an outside dog now. You could do CrossFit like in your garage and shit. Sorry, it is not all welcoming. It is not inclusive. It is not an inclusive community. It is exclusive. I have spoken. Start your own thing. Go, Laura Horvat and Adam Sandler can start their own thing. Called Stick Up Your Ass Fit. All right. I think that's it. Damn, my notes are a mess. How about this? I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing for those of you who get pissed off at me and they're like, well, religion's just as bad or this is just as bad. But no one's defending it. No one on the right is defending it, the insanity. Look at this.
J.K. Rowling called out John Oliver for his delusional take on transgender athletes in women's sports. Here's John Oliver.
There are vanishingly few trans girls competing in high schools anywhere. Even if there were more, trans kids, like all kids, vary in athletic ability, and there is no evidence they pose any threat to safety or fairness.
That's rich coming from a guy who's never been closer to a contact sport than a game of charades at a vegan dinner party. To be fair, there might not be any safety or fairness issues if John Oliver competes in women's sports, but there are when normal men do. Luckily for us, J.K. Rowling stepped in to call him out. She posted this on X responding to Oliver's comments. An undoubtedly intelligent person spouts absolute bull to support something he wants to be true, but isn't. Translation, you're smart enough to know better, but somehow you don't.
Like, does John Oliver actually think
JK
it's okay for boys to play in girls' sports? There's not a big difference. It's isolated, and it doesn't change. It doesn't affect fairness. Like, what the fuck? Aren't there things that are just deal breakers? You know what I mean? Like, you go to your friend's house and it smells like cat piss everywhere. It's not a deal breaker. They got the new Nintendo games. You just, you breathe through your mouth while you're there. It's not a deal breaker. But aren't there deal breakers? You go over to your friend's house and your your friend's dad is drunk and he starts hitting on you. Deal breaker. Like no matter how much you agree, like so, look at look at Kamala. Like you love everything about her. You love all of her social programs, all of that stuff. All you just think she's the greatest. You want a black woman to be president so fucking bad. You love her hair. You love her smile. You hate Trump to death. All that. But then you had a tranny, Admiral Rachel Levine, in charge of the national health, whatever the fuck she was in charge of, national health secretary, assistant national health secretary. Isn't that like, okay, wait a second? Like, doesn't everyone have some sort of deal breaker? So I'm desperately hoping that the cat pee smell is not a deal breaker. I mean, not if you got new Nintendo games. You just breathe through your mouth. Sunny K, she's not black. We're all black. I mean, don't you have don't people just have moments where you're just like, okay, I can't do that anymore? Like, I'm trying to think what a friend would need to do to me. Like for me, you would have to do a lot for me to stop really being your friend. I don't know, friends might be too loose of a word. Like, you'd have to say for me, if you did something if I felt like my kids were unsafe around you, then that would be the deal breaker. But if you were at my house and you stole a bottle of wine or something, it wouldn't be a deal breaker. Or if you pissed against my house. Yeah, matter of fact, now that I think about it, the only people that I've ever actually stopped sort of associating with is when I feel like there's some sort of threat to my kids or danger. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, what's the deal breaker for fucking libtards? Like, how do you watch John Oliver when he's defending men and women's sports? How do you live in Massachusetts and still what has Trump done that's so bad? What are you so worried about that makes you think it's okay that women's sports goes away? I mean, that's what's happening, right? Does anyone think that that's a stretch? That's what's happening. At any moment, a woman who's worked everything. I mean, think about some of the athletes are concerned that opportunity is going to be taken away from them, financial opportunity, like Scott and I were talking about, because of the change in the season. Think about, so that's not a deal breaker. You just have to rework it. You have to figure it out. But think about if your opportunity, what if they just started letting dudes participate in female CrossFit games? The only woman who would still compete would be Tia. All the others would drop out. They'd be like, fuck you. Yeah, me and Mr. Clark are cool. I'm cool with Pat. I mean, he didn't. Are you still friends? Yeah. I mean, it's changed the it's definitely a hiccup. I mean, he can't be happy with fucking how he was represented on the show either. But I also don't like what he did. But I mean, it's not. Yeah, like if I was in the same room with him, I would say hi to him. It's not like I would not make eye contact with him. I would have lunch with him and shit. Like I'm not. No, nothing like. You know what I mean? I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of owe him. If you want to be completely fair, I kind of owe him a thank you. Because it was 3 or 4 years of me talking about that subject, and then I finally got to like have a real story about it, about people who do that, demand other people play victim. So, if you take all the emotion out of it, I definitely have to say thank you to him. Yeah, but like, at what point are you just like, okay, like how much weird shit has to happen, like in the Democratic side of the fence, before like you jump out? I don't even care. You don't have to jump over the Republican side. You just have to jump out, right? How many kids do you have to see get fucking diddled? How many times do you have to get people to try to normalize it? I'll just thought like how much do you have to see before you're like, ooh. They're like, oh, Trump raped someone. Dude, your entire party is pushing for the legalization of the diddling of kids. And I know you guys are, there's some people who are like, that's not true. That's not true. Yes, it is true. And hey, listen, if one of you is doing it and you don't speak out against it, then you're condoning it. Get what I'm saying? That's why it's kind of embarrassing for people when people attack me on YouTube like that. They're like, hey, dude, you're a dipshit. Well, I could be a dipshit on all those things. I could be wrong about tariffs all day, but you support pedophilia. Hi.
Hi.
What's up, dude? It's been a minute since you've been on the show. Can you hear me?
Yeah. A little bit. No.
Is your mic working? I don't know why your mic's not working.
Hold on. Let me try. Oh, that one's better.
Yeah.
I was going for this one.
Here, use that other one. That other one's less squeaky. Let me see. How's that?
Hello?
How's
Yeah,
that?
that's good.
That's good?
Perfect.
How about now?
That's good.
It is?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. What's up with you?
My left arm still hurts.
Oh, from last night? Oh my God.
I think it got worse because it's sore.
I am so sorry.
It's fine. I think I landed on it funny too.
Oh my God. I feel horrible, dude. Do you have to pee?
No.
Do you want to tell the story what happened to your arm last night?
Okay. So I was wrestling with my brother.
Oh shit. I'm not gonna like this story, am I?
I don't have to tell it.
No, go ahead. It's important.
I was wrestling with my brother. I didn't know he was ready. I choked him out because whoever choked who out gets to pick the movie last night. And I did it, but he wasn't ready, but I still got to pick the movie. And then he said, "Do you want to wrestle?" I'm like, "Sure."
Who said, do you want to wrestle?
You.
I said to you.
Yeah.
After you beat up your brother, I said, hey, you want to wrestle?
Yeah, I didn't mean to though.
All right, go on.
And then you flipped me. My arm landed like this on the jiu-jitsu mat. And I think his knee hit it or something. I don't know.
Oh, baby, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Show me where it hurts. Oh, the whole arm hurts? Is that the arm that normally hurts?
Yeah, the elbow hurts a little bit too. This arm?
Which is the arm that
sore.
sometimes...
This arm is just sore. This arm's in pain.
Oh, man, dude, I'm so sorry.
That's
Where?
fine.
Point to where the pain is.
Up here and like the half of my arm, kind of.
Is it nerve pain? Is it like tingling and shit?
A little bit.
Do you have to pee?
No.
Hmm.
For some reason, I'm just going like that. Oh, you got a heater in here because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Oh man. I was so scared I broke your elbow last night. Could you tell I was scared?
Yes.
I was like, oh shit, I just broke his elbow.
You didn't, though.
I mean, what would that look like? I'd take you to the doctor and be like, he broke his elbow. And they'd be like, what happened? You'd be like, my dad threw me. I could go to jail for that.
You could?
I don't know. If someone misunderstands it, if someone didn't realize, like, you know what I mean? There's crazy people out there. Someone could be like, hey, dude, you hurt your kid or some shit.
Well, it's an accident.
I know, but this lady the other day I saw, she let her 10-year-old kid go on a walk without her parents, like to the store. And the mom got arrested for letting the 10-year-old walk to the store. I would totally like be somewhere and let you walk to a store, especially with your brothers.
Well, did he have brothers?
No, I think the kid was by himself. But I mean, when I was 10, I was going around everywhere by myself.
Well, yeah, your parents were at work.
Yeah.
And you were with your older sister.
Yeah, but she was doing her own shit. When I was your age, I used to walk home from school, 10 miles in the snow.
That's school.
Yeah.
That's school. It's different. But walking to the store by yourself I don't understand how that works.
Like imagine if we were at the Britannia,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And we were out sitting on the outside patio.
Yeah.
And I was getting my swerve on.
Yeah.
And then you were like, hey, could I go play on the beach? And I'd be like, yeah, take your brothers. And then the police would come up to you and be like, where are your parents? You'd be like, I don't know, over there somewhere. And then they come find me and arrest me for not watching you. That happened somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember where, but it happened. Maybe it was in England.
What happened here?
I don't know. We're about to find out. Want to go to Britannia?
No.
Oh. What are we doing today?
I don't feel good either.
Because your arm, your stomach, you don't feel good and your arm? You just want to sit around and watch TV all day?
Sure. I'll stay home with Bobby.
You have swimming today.
I do?
No,
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It ends at 5:30.
No, yesterday was at 5:30. You have swimming today, and what's today? Wednesday? Tuesday. You have swimming and tennis today. You have a private today. You have 2 hours you have 3 hours of tennis today.
I can't play.
You have 2 hours of private and an hour of clinic.
I can't
Listen,
play.
which arm hurts? Which hand do you hold the racket with?
Both.
You'll play right-handed today.
I can't.
Don't be a pussy.
That's impossible.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I have to hit like this. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
I
You will
can't.
adapt. You will adapt.
It's not illegal, but it's just harder for me. I can't do it.
I like you to be challenged. You're a bad dude.
I can't hit with my right hand only.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
Well, I could only hit 4 hands.
Yeah, just 4 hands.
Wait, did Joey do that?
I don't remember.
I don't think you did.
Don't scare the kid. He doesn't scare. He doesn't scare. I don't think he does.
I'm not getting scared.
I know. You good. You're good. You're good. You do good bits. Do you know what bits are?
No.
It's like when you come in here and kind of like we dance verbally a little bit. You know what I mean? Like we put on a little show, a little.
Is that better? Heidi?
I like that mic because it doesn't squeak. The other one squeaks when you move it around.
It's squeaking? Is it squeaking?
Your aunt just texted me and said it didn't snow and it never snowed when we were kids. I just made that up. You missed it. I said I walked 10 miles in the snow. Only thing I had to do is worry about getting beat up by the Mexican neighbors.
They beat you up?
No, not really. They were my friends.
Oh. Did they protect you?
No, they didn't do that either, though.
To Tanya?
Yeah, Tanya protected me a lot.
I think I can protect myself. Oh, You know who's gonna protect me a whole lot?
Who?
Avi.
Yeah.
When he's older, he's gonna be walking by my side, and people are not even want to go near him.
I don't think people are going to want to go near you either.
He's gonna look scary.
No, you guys don't look scary. You guys look like dorks.
Well, right now we are.
You guys got
Alex Pereira looks scary.
Yeah, Alex Pereira does look scary. You guys look like dorks. You got like teeth missing. You wear Argyle sweaters.
Yeah, you make us.
You're barefoot. You guys are the goof squad. No one's gonna be scared.
Well, not right now. Probably not. We walk around, and kids like, who are those dorks? I'm like, and I think in my head.
No one says that either. Hey, let's go do something now.
Are you done?
Yeah, I want to be done. I gotta pee. I want to do something. What today? What is? Do you have Kumon today? What is today? Is Meds Mighty Care?
I just finished with her.
You did piano and Armenian?
I did like 5 minutes of piano and 5 minutes of Armenian.
That's it?
What?
Is that enough? What did I get you for your birthday?
Drum set?
Yeah. You played it every day.
I can only play with my right hand now.
Oh, God. You're such a douche. Hey, if I go in there and you're playing your drum set with your left hand, you're definitely going to jiu-jitsu today.
You mean tennis?
All of it. No, I think tennis is going to be canceled.
Why?
Because of the rain. Is it raining?
No.
Oh.
It's actually pretty sunny outside.
Oh. All right.
So it was raining, you'd probably hear splashes on the roof.
You want to tell the story about how you shot the window out? Or did we already tell that story?
I didn't shoot it. I didn't shoot the window.
You didn't.
Avi did.
Did he point the gun right at the window and shoot it?
No. It bounced off the owl's eye.
Bounced off the owl's eye?
Yeah.
If you say so.
And I didn't shoot the owl's eye.
You didn't?
I was just trying to shoot the squishmallows. It did not work at all. I thought we were going to put
Hey,
holes
you know
in
the
it.
people who gave you those stuffed animals is coming over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where are we going to put them?
I don't know. We better put them in the trash or something. We better hide them. Because maybe, do you think they're going to be pissed? They're going to be like, we gave you those stuffed animals and you brought them outside and shot them up.
We're not really worried about the owl. I know where to put them. In the shed.
No, that's disgusting.
Put
All
them
right.
in the garbage can. It's fine. No,
All right.
not the garbage can.
Let's go do something.
Dump. Just put them somewhere there where they won't go. Because we're always outside. Always. So
It's gonna be cold today. It's gonna be cold today. I don't think if we go outside, we're gonna need to be dressed really warm.
yeah, it is cold, but it's sunny too.
I don't see the sun out.
Oh, it's probably wrong. Wasn't really looking outside.
I want to ask Mom what's going on with the.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
will there be tennis today?
It's pretty wet and I don't know if the sun's coming out. So if I was a betting person, I would say no.
Okay.
But the sun could come out and dry up all the courts. So what do you think?
I don't know. Did Ari talk to you about his arm?
Yeah, he said it was hurting.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Did he tell you what happened?
Sort of.
Okay, this is what happened. Heidi,
Oh, hi Ari.
Never mind. We already heard the story. All right. Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. Wait, can I go to 11 a.m.?
Mom.
Yeah. That's
Mom.
totally cool.
Can you?
Mom.
I can take him to where.
Okay.
Mom, is swimming today?
Okay, yes.
Is swimming today?
I think there is swimming today. I have to check the schedule again.
Ari can play tennis with
But if
just his. He can play tennis with just his right arm, though.
Well, he needs it for backhand. his left arm.
No, he can just hit forehands.
That I can't do that. I can't do that.
Snitches get stitches. Say it.
All right.
Bye, babe. Love you. Bye. Say it.
Bye, love you.
Snitches get stitches.
You're going in the dump tomorrow.
Say it. Snitch it. Well, I'm going what?
In the dump.
Oh.
You're gonna wake up in the trash can. I mean,
Snitches
I'm
get
gonna-
stitches.
my brothers are gonna carry up. I'm gonna carry in the middle. Obviously gonna carry on the head. Joey's gonna carry on the legs. And we're gonna put you in the dump.
Just pick me up and throw me in the trash?
Yeah. And Jim will come out tomorrow morning.
Oh,
be like-
dude. Look what the email I just got. Tomorrow, your 2 pedals arrive for your
Really?
drum set. Yeah.
That's like the worst timing ever.
Because we're not allowed to play the drums when we have guests over.
Yeah.
It says that they come at 11 a.m.
11.
Yeah, I can't wait to set those up. You're gonna love those, dude. Oh shit, NorCal Classic. Oh, I did want to say this. I think sorry, Ari. I did want to say this. I think Pedro has 2 really good guests coming up. Coffee Pods and Wads. A couple things. I listened to the Sean Woodland podcast that Glinton Things did. That's really good. If you want to give that a listen, that's good. And then Kotler is coming on Pedro's. Oh, it looks like Pat Vellner got moved. Oh, shit. Shit, did my mouse just die? Oh, shit, my mouse just died. Backup mouse. So today's the 26th. Okay. So today at noon, in 3 hours, Kotler will be on with Pedro. That's going to be good. Kotler doesn't hold back. And then Pat Vellner's on December 3rd. All right.
Hi, Dave.
What?
This controls you. So if I go down, I can't hear you. Up, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's got a little volume control on it.
Ooh, yeah, I got a volume.
Oh, Sousa's on today? Is today Tuesday? Oh, and Sousa's on today. Is that scheduled? View your channel. Is CrossFit HQ phasing out the sport? Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, good. All right. Yeah, I guess it's good to promote my own channel. Notify me. Oh shit, that's at 11 a.m. That's in 2 hours. Okay, so you can have Sousa. You'll have Sousa in 2 hours, and then when Sousa's over, you can go over to Coffee Pods and Wads.
Done? Hadik?
I got an electronic drum kit. I want to say it's Roland. It's pretty crazy. I will say this: I got a little talking to from my wife for buying it, and I lied to my wife about how much it cost, and then someone later on told her how much it did cost. Who told her the actual price? Ari, do you know?
I think that was you.
No,
Who was it?
it was you.
It was $5,000.
No, but you told her that the price I told her was wrong.
I was right.
No, you weren't. You were right that it was more expensive, but you were wrong when you guessed how much. Nuance. Anyway. All right. Thank you. It says I can get cheap viewers on eliteviewers.russia. I already have cheap viewers. Thank you.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Plan
Oh,
B
can I?
mouse.
Oh no, I don't want a holy ball.
Yeah, you can have a holy ball.
I don't feel good.
You can have one. It'll make you feel better.
You will?
Yeah. Nothing like a big dose of peanut butter in the gullet to make you feel better. All right, I plugged in my mouse for tomorrow.
Mouser?
Mouse. I'll talk to you guys soon. Susan will be on in an hour and 50 minutes. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.